Hello and welcome to this fortnight's edition to Maxim Foods Inside Track. Things are looking great in Australia, the southern states, Melbourne and Sydney. They're out of lockdown, enjoying themselves, which is great. Queensland to open its borders on the 17th of December and hopefully earlier if vaccination rates go the way they're going. Only 37 sleeps until Santa comes, so plenty to look forward to at the moment. It's good times all around. Let's have a look at the dairy market. We'll start with full cream milk powder. A bit more of the same as previous fortnights. We saw another 2% jump on the GDT last night. The fundamentals are still relatively the same. So New Zealand missed its sort of peak there with milk flow. They should probably have some better milking conditions for November, December and January. So there's a bit of moisture in the ground. So we should see some more milk in those months. However, supply is still down on last year, which has once again prompted buyers to buy up and shows that the market is still pretty strong. China came back to about 50% participation last night, so it looks as though sort of we're back to status quo there on North Asian participation on the GDT. So there's nothing really pointing the market down. Supply still tight, demand still strong, so we should see some strengthening and strong pricing into Q1 of 2022. Having a look at skim milk powder, still the best performing of the dairy commodities and remaining strong. We saw a jump again on GDT last night. Where the top is, no one knows, but yeah, we're seeing sort of prices above $5,000 Aussie now on the export market, which we never thought we'd see sort of 12 months ago. So yeah, there's no fundamental pressure on skim milk powder at the moment. Demand from North Asia for New Zealand and Australian skim is still very high. Hard to get product out of the US, and European milk is down. So there's no fundamental reason for skim to drop in the next 2 to 3 months. So once again, we're seeing a pretty bullish outlook. Let's move across to butterfat. Much similar to skim milk powder. It's remaining firm and the fundamentals are the same as skim. So in the EU we see less milk and less cream availability, which have driven prices up quite substantially in the last 2 months. In the US, their product or supply is a little better. However, the domestic market is firming there as well. But once again, extremely difficult to get product out and onto the export market, which leaves the Australia and New Zealand butter, which continues to remain firm and is indicative of what's happening on GDT. Once again, a similar outlook to whole milk and skim. We'll see a bullish 3 to 6 months with no fundamentals driving it down. Having a look at whey powder. So whey powder out of the US, along with the export and vessel problems of getting product out, with milk production down, there is less whey available in the US. Herd sizes are decreasing, so milk production down, cheese and whey production down. So yeah, less whey on the international market driving pricing up. And also there's the whey protein piece, which is just a runaway train at the moment. Yeah, pricing just continues to go up with really limited and diminishing supply. So yeah, talking a really bullish sort of 6 to 9 months on proteins and whey powder, a bit shorter term. Finishing off with cheese, so in the EU and the US, we're still seeing some good, strong domestic demand in those markets and waning supply. So pricing remains firm. It's a bit more balanced than the other commodities that I've spoken of this morning. It's interesting to note in the oceanic region, we've got another 2.2% jump on GDT last night after a 14% jump. So obviously we see some real firm demand for New Zealand and Australian cheese as well. So we, like the rest, we predict a pretty bullish market for the next 3 to 6 months on cheese. That's all we have today, guys. Thanks very much for listening. In summary, I guess global demand is still very strong. Supply is down, and disrupted global supply chain is really attributing to a really bullish market across all the commodities. Yeah, we really recommend, or strongly recommend, on the customer side to yeah, just to really secure stock for Q1, Q2 of next year, because it's a really unpredictable market at the moment with supply chain disruptions and just supply in general. So thanks very much for listening, and we'll see you again next fortnight.